Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC review. Minecraft's Steve and Alex are surprisingly complex additions. Mirror Online. Samsung Galaxy S21 5G leaks in full with new camera bump, flat display, phone arena. The Switch version of The Outer Worlds is getting a patch next week. Nintendo Life. How to download and create skins in Minecraft. Step-by-step guide for PC. Sportskeeda. The very first forms of life may have been more animal-like than we ever realized. Science Alert. 5 best game franchises that could rival GTA in the future. Sportskeeda. Cat in the Hat. TikTok video shows a cat wearing a series of comical hats made from own fur. Daily Mail. Why the iPhone 11 is a better buy than the iPhone 12. TechRadar. Is PS5 spying on you? Sony responds to fan concerns. Tom's Guide. Weekly poll results. The Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro is the favorite child. Mi 10T Lite has potential too. GSMArena.com news. GSMArena.com